my favorite quote from my favorite movie. Actually, I have a bajillion quotes that I love from my favorite movie, but the favorite quote is, "There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path." Do you know what movie this is from? Tell me if you know what movie this is from, because we probably just became instant besties because it's my favorite movie on the whole entire planet, and it is The Matrix. But this quote really stood out to me the first time I watched this movie, which was in like 2019. It was when I was having my spiritual awakening. I was waking up to, I was basically like taking the red pill of my reality. I was waking up to this knowing and this awareness that we are the creators of our reality, that, you know, what we believe creates the matrix that we live in. Our programs, our subconscious belief systems create a matrix that we live in, and the goal is to not necessarily like break free from the matrix, but also rewire our matrix, repattern our matrix so that we create the results that we want. And so I was waking up in my consciousness, and I watched this movie, and I literally started bawling, like, because I just felt like Neo, you know, I felt like the one of my life. And I hadn't really felt that way before. I'd always felt like a victim to my matrix. My son is waking up. He was napping, so hopefully I make it through this live pretty quickly. But this quote, there's a difference between walking the path or knowing the path and walking the path. Because a lot of times we know the fucking answers. We know the moves. We know what to do. We know what to say. We know how to show up for our businesses, for our lives, for our relationships. And we don't fucking walk it. We let fear take over. We let limitations take over. We buy into things that aren't ultimate truth. We buy into limiting beliefs, outdated paradigms, things that don't serve us, right? And so we allow the outer reality or the noise within our own self to keep us from walking the path, to keep us from trusting what we know. And the crazy part about all of this is you don't even have to know why you are called and led to do something. You don't need to know why. So many people will think that they need to know why. They're like not fully trusting their intuition in the moment that their intuition is telling them what to do. They want the external proof. They want the, when I do this, how will I know that I'll be good? Or how will I know that I'll get the outcome that I want? And the truth is, like, you fucking don't. That move may just lead you to the next move, which leads you to the outcome that you want, or leads you to have a new expanded awareness from there that gives you another piece of guidance, and it becomes this like trail and this breadcrumb, right? When I had a miscarriage in 2022, I remember sitting in the doctor's office, and she was giving me 3 options to clear the pregnancy. And the first one was let it happen naturally. And my inner knowing was like, no, that's not it. The second one was take a pill and it will clear. And my inner knowing was like, that still feels off. The third one was have a surgery. And immediately my inner knowing was like, yes, do that. And my logical brain was like, bitch, that sounds a little dramatic. Like, why would you go to the most extreme option right off the bat? And I looked around and I asked her, like, well, what do most women do? Like, what would you do? And then I looked at my husband, who's a man who doesn't even have female parts. And I was like, what would you do, honey? I wanted someone else to make this decision for me. And she told me most women take the pill. So I was like, okay. And I talked myself into something that was misaligned for me in that moment. And when I took the pill, and it was fucking awful, it hurt so bad, all the things, but in that moment I knew it. I was like, this didn't work. It didn't work. Like, I was meant to do what I was called and led to do, and I didn't listen. And I went back to the office, and she confirmed that it wasn't totally cleared. And either way, I was going to have the surgery. Like, my higher mind knew. My higher mind saw things that my logical human mind couldn't see or couldn't predict in that moment. And had I just trusted my higher mind, had I just trusted my divine self, I wouldn't have then had to wait you know, at this point it was like a week in, I wouldn't have had to wait like another week or 2 weeks for the surgery to schedule. And I was sitting in this in between feeling pregnant but not being pregnant for an extra 2 weeks. It was so uncomfortable. I could have avoided all of that pain. I'm so glad that I didn't, because everything, you know, happens for a reason, and I was meant to experience that, to have this message, to have this extra layer of trust in myself and my inner knowing, right? That I cultivated through that experience. But like, I could have avoided that extra 2 weeks of healing and extra 2 weeks of pain had I listened to my inner knowing. And it's yes, when we're coming, he's getting excited. He's so cute. Yes, when we're, you know, coming through the painful moments like that and we're coming back to a state of healing, our inner knowing knows things, but it's all the fucking time. It's in the little instances. It's in the moment where you're like, I don't really know how to respond to this text, or I don't really know how to be kind to my partner or my child, or I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say in my content, or I'm not really sure how to show up for my clients better, or I'm not really sure if I should make this investment in my transformation or in my business, or I'm not really sure if I should end this relationship. Like, inside, you have the answers. We have to start telling ourselves the story that we do know. We actually do know. Anytime our brain defaults to I don't know, it's wanting to keep us safe. It's trying to protect us from change because it perceives change as unsafe. Change is not always unsafe. In fact, it is like a natural part of our human evolution and our human growth. And if we want to receive the desires on our heart, if we want to receive a new reality, we have to get comfortable with change, right? And your inner knowing knows you're here. Like, let's just say you're here, whether it's with finances, relationships, success, business, work, family life, dating, love, your marriage, whatever. You're here and you want to be here. Your inner guidance, your highest self, your soul, your spirit, your God self, whatever you want to fucking call it, it knows how to get you from here to here, and it knows how to get you there in the path of least resistance based on the belief systems that you have right now, based on the filtration system of your mind, the matrix of your mind. So like I said, if your mind is full of limitations and shitty beliefs and a crappy self-worth and a crappy self-concept, it will take probably a little bit longer because we've got to release all of that. We've got to clear the path for the guidance to come through so that you can trust it and move forward piece by piece by piece by piece. The place that people get tripped up is they tell themselves they don't know. They don't realize that they have access to this guidance 24/7, or they forget, or they don't utilize it. So that's the first piece that keeps people feeling stuck. You're never stuck, but feeling stuck in this now moment where you're at, right? Or they have all these limitations and all these beliefs that are clouding the knowing, so they're not able to access it as easily. Or they don't move on it for how it feels, right? They don't move on it for the joy that it brings them. When I created this offer, the knowing state, it was step by step by step by step. I just trusted each little breadcrumb. I didn't need to know where it all led to. I started with a free masterclass, and that free masterclass became a Facebook group. And then it led to like, let's add a bonus EFT session. And I was on the live and I felt called to create an offer that wasn't created before the live. I kind of thought about it, but I wasn't like solid in it. You guys hear Luke. Let me go grab him in a second. I wasn't solid on the offer before the live, but on the live, in the now moment, because I was present, I became solid on the offer and I trusted it and I moved. And because of that, the people that are joining are trusting and moving. I'm gonna grab him. So you have the answers, you know what you know, and it's safe to trust what you know. And even if you don't have all of the answers right now, you probably have one answer to make one step, to walk one part of the path, right? And the difference between knowing the path and walking the path is knowing the path ain't gonna get you shit. Knowing the path ain't gonna give you your manifestations, your desires, your impact, your income, your dream relationship. It's not going to get you there. Walking the path does. Embodiment, being, moving on what you know. Knowledge isn't really power. Knowledge, if anything, can make you feel more fucking miserable, because when you know what you're called and led to do and you don't fucking do it, you're in deep, deep resistance to self, to God, to your joy, all of it. And that creates so much more suffering than just not knowing, in my opinion. Right, buddy? Right. Because if we even use my example, I created more suffering for myself because I knew the path and I didn't walk it. So when you are ready to walk the path, you come into my coaching. I will help you clear the limitations, clear the distortions, clear the funky energy that is in the way of you trusting your knowing, seeing your knowing, hearing your knowing, trusting your knowing, and then cultivating the courage to move upon it. I don't have the answers for you. I have the tools to guide you to access the answers within yourself. And then you walk the path. And because you're willing to walk the path, you get the results of somebody who walks the fucking path. We don't expect to get the results without moving on what we know. Not in my world. We know what it takes. We know that it takes knowing and trusting the knowing. And the knowing state is a 4-week program where I guide you through this process to help you get really clear on your desires, to help you get really clear on what's in the way, to help you remove it, to help you trust yourself, create that sense of solidity as you walk the path. And it would be my joy and my fucking honor and my fucking just like joy, deepest joy to support you inside. So this is a container that is a frequency-based container. It is not just directed at money or business or relationships or dating or whatever the fuck. Like, it is for any and all desire on your heart. There's a reason for that, because I want you to see the growth from the other women in other categories of life. I want you to see and have breakthroughs that you don't expect to have, because you come in and say, I want to manifest love. And then you hear somebody else having a breakthrough around money and abundance. And suddenly you're getting a raise, or you're getting a bonus, or you're having a shift, and you're not like in scarcity and lack around money anymore. And you didn't even expect to have the knowing state around more abundance. You wanted to manifest your dream partner, but this shit trickles out, and we can help each other get there faster when we ask our questions and bring our situations, our stories, our moves to the table to cultivate this frequency of deep, 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 deep self-trust. I believe in you. It's time for you to believe in you, because when you do, you'll walk the fucking path, and then you'll reap the rewards and the benefits of that. Right, Luke? I love you guys. DM me for questions and the link to join. We start on 11/11, so we start on Tuesday. Currently, the price is $777. We also have the free masterclass inside. So if you want to take a peek into all of this work and be on for the bonus live session inside of the It's Already Done Facebook group, I'm going to put both of the links here for the Knowing State, the 4-week program, and the free masterclass. The next 3 people that join the Knowing State get a 1-to-1 bonus with me, 4 days of voice clip coaching inside of Telegram, private 1-to-1. It's only for the next 3 people that join. I would love to support you inside. Like, let's fucking go. Let's walk the path together, because it's way more fucking fun than doing it by yourself or trying to do it by yourself. I love you so much. Have a great day. See you later.